Jonah, what the fuck is up, bro? What's going on? Yeah. Let's get it, broskies. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah. This is crazy. All right, we back to back now. You the first team to do it. You guys have now firmly established a legacy in Valyn and Esports, bro. What's going through your head right now, Jonah? What's going on?
Honestly, I'm kind of crashing right now. The caffeine, the emotion, adrenaline. But, you know, it feels great. You know, that trophy specifically, we lost that against Lev, but stage 1 was against 100 Thieves. So just, you know, going to this match, we all wanted to get that trophy back in blood, and that's what we did. And but yeah, just overall we're feeling happy. Like the amount of stress we've all been dealing with this last I don't know how many weeks, months, this lower bracket, consistent playing. It's, you know, it feels great. Yeah,
so worth it, bro.
Yeah, I guess we definitely made some history, at least in Americas. So that definitely feels great. But at the same time,
always with you, bro.
I just have to, like, that's just how my mindset works. I'm eyes locked on Toronto. You know, this trophy means a lot. It shows our resilience, discipline. It shows how great we are as a team, even when our backs are against the wall in the lower bracket. I think Sean Garris said that we're the best lower bracket team in the world.
You might just be, yeah.
And so I feel like we kind of solidified that today. But good stepping stone to go.
There's always a but with you, Jake. There's always
good stepping stone to go into Toronto.
Dude, it's just, I mean, I might, bro. I'm good. This guy wants you to shut up, bro. All right. There's always such a level of dissatisfaction on your end, but which I appreciate and respect a lot, right? No. Look, my thing is, right now, we talked just yesterday, although the world will never see it, is the world legacy. Now, that's at least been cemented here. But I know for your end, right, Jonah, like, what does that word mean to you? And do you think this at least puts you at ease knowing that people will remember G2 for other years to come for what you guys accomplished today?
Honestly, I think people only remember us for losing the final in Bangkok. So
damn, bro, don't say that, man.
It's a good start, like Valyn said. But you know, for us as competitors, as professionals, it's our job. Like, yeah, it's nice to win at home domestic, but when you zoom out the bigger picture, you got to be the best in the world, and we're not that yet. And you know, we have another opportunity to take that for ourselves in Toronto. But yeah, right now this is just it's a start, but it's nothing to be over celebrate about.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, like you said,
agreed.
Stepping stone, baby. Yeah. That's tough, man.
That's why we're here, man. We don't get complacent. We don't get too happy over these little victories. You know, these are little victories. This is expected from us.
Don't you get tired of always playing the most difficult route, Jake?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I felt like our qualification into Bangkok was honestly pretty easy. Like, we swept through kickoff because we were just ahead of the meta. And now it's kind of back to everyone understands the meta, and the game is really, really hard again. So, yeah, I would say the start of the year was like the break because we were just cruising by teams. But now that everyone kind of watches and understands how to play against us or play the meta, people are showing out every day. So these matches have been difficult.
Exactly. And keeping on the same note as well too, right, with Jonah, I want to come to you right after this as well, is the frustrations that you've had. I know you expressed them a lot, right, where because you guys were kind of like the echelon of this team in Americas, right, you almost became like the blueprint for people to understand what to do, how to play better, and specifically how to play against you. A clear example is Split. All man's copy your homework, bro. They did all that. They tried to iterate on it. They did okay. But at the end of the day, y'all still came out on top, right? So the frustrations you had, and especially still we end up with the same result, right, it's tough though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I get frustrated with my team when I know that we can be doing better. I feel like I'd be doing them a disservice to not point out those mistakes, not be hard on them, especially during the game when we're messing up these rounds that should be winning. And I want to be a bigger voice for this team. I want them to have someone to look at in the matches and have a live coach almost that I can be like, guys, what are we doing here? Step up. And I am starting to now kind of get in their face a little bit. And I know they can handle it. I'm like, yo, Nate, what are you doing here? Like, you should have done this. Or I'll do it to anyone on the team. And it comes out of a place of like, they trust me and I trust them and I know we can be better. And I think it's something that Josh is instilling in me. Yeah. And that's why we're winning these games, even when people know how we play, because we're getting down to the nitty gritty. I'm being hard on them for the smallest details. And it's like, maybe a casual's like, why is Valyn getting upset about that? That was such a minute detail. But that's how you got to win these games. Yeah. And I'm just glad that they can take it, man.
Yeah, that's what's up. Jonah, off of that too. What's up?
Yeah, I think I've played with Valyn and Trent for so long now that, honestly, it's probably been too long for him, like, to instill this. I wouldn't say like new Jake, but like this new style of like during the matches where he's more hard, like on our ass about stuff. Yeah. Because in practice, throughout the years, we always get on each other if we're messing up. But when matches comes, it's like, oh, it's okay, move on, move next round. But Josh put he put more responsibility on each player, and specifically for him is like he needs to he needs to like call stuff out. And for instance, like on Haven today, we messed up around, and as soon as we did that, Jay called everyone out, and then right after that round, it was like the cleanest closeout we've ever had. So,
and I want to add something as well, because like a lot of the public perception is that, oh, Valyn masterclass, like doing all this, but genuinely, my teammates have so much responsibility, and Josh puts that on them throughout practice and in these matches, that this is not a one-man IGL show. This is not a macro show of just one guy. Yeah. My whole team is calling adjustments. My whole team is calling to be disruptive when we need to. The whole team is understanding the game on a level that I am, and that makes my job easier. And so I want to take a sec, like, thank Jonah. He steps up so big in those moments. Trent, literally everyone steps up in those moments, which helps me help them, and also just straight up helps me be a better caller. So shout out the boys.
Yeah, Jonah, on that.
Shit, I gave it back to you.
You do every single time, right? I have the mic, bro. But Jonah, on your, this guy's the host now, bro. Yeah, interview me, bro. Yeah, yeah. Jonah, so talk me through two things now. Number one, right now, noticing his switch. Right, to seeing how he's been, like you mentioned, getting in your faces, and like how you've been learning to adapt to this kind of like this improved or newer version of Jake, right? Yeah. I'll start out with that first. Talk me through that. Yeah.
I mean, for me personally, it's nothing different. Like we've been friends, teammates for like almost 4 years probably now. Yeah. That it's expected at this point if we want to be the best, and it's just. We know where he comes from when he says stuff like that. It's like we know where he's not blaming us. It's like I stun or I don't stun, and then he's like he calls it out. It's like he's not blaming me for it. He's just I need to be better, and it's true. And that's just another thing that one of our goals as a team every day is accountability. And if we take accountability, he won't even have to do that stuff. So it's just there's a lot of work to be put in, and we all want to win. So. And it's not just Jake. Like Leaf too. Leaf is always on our ass every match. But at this same time, it's like we know where he's coming from. Even though like sometimes it can feel like pressuring, like being called out. But we're all here to win, and we all care. So
that's cool. But this is just a complete side anecdote. I remember one thing I heard from Coach Autumn, right? Was that he mentioned that Leaf can be the best player in the world when he wants to be. Right, and I love that it's such a consistent narrative with everyone that he plays with, right? He's such a phenomenal player, but it's like, all right, bro, Leaf, just lock in and you're there, bro. Yes.
No, yeah, Leaf is special. Like he is probably one of the best players I've ever played with, and he views the game differently from everybody. Like the reason why he has such insane stats is because he just knows what the timings and just everything. He has a huge vision of the game, but that's also one of his downfalls. Sometimes like he's thinking too much, or he's talking too much. He loves to talk, which is good. He helps us a lot, but that's like one of the downsides to it is sometimes he does too much. And but yeah, honestly, we live with that because the amount he does for us and the calls he makes mid rounds, it's a trade off. So. He's actually one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, he is absolutely phenomenal. But speaking of best players in the world right now, is like, well, what goes on y'all right now, right? Because like, although I know y'all not there yet, there's something cool to be said here, right? You mentioned y'all been together for 4 years now, bro. That's crazy. I haven't even had water bottles that long, man. That's wild. Now, the thing is too, is like, now I imagine 4 years, right? Do you look back and think about how your careers and almost like friendships are growing together too, right? Because like where you guys stand today, I imagine stay consistent in terms of how you're bond together, right? But like thinking back to you guys were like kind of scared kids back in Iceland to now like standing once again on top of the region, right? There's such a dichotomy for what goes on.
You know, I think my best answer for this is that we technically became who we are as JonahP and Valyn together. We started off, I joined Complexity as a complete no-name player, no prior experience in any games, and played with Jonah. And he saw that I had a great leadership quality, and I saw him just being a phenomenal player, like one of the best mechanical players I've seen. And I always wanted to stay teammates with him. We ended up having like a departure. He went to Immortals, I stayed on Complexity, but then we reunited on Guard. And Guard with MCE was our first big breakthrough. We reached Iceland. He hasn't done shit. I haven't done shit, but we made Iceland together. And now our names are on the map. And then we have that nice run, end up in grand finals of LCQ. Boom, next year Ascension, win Ascension together. Like all of the ups and downs have been together. And that's why I'm so confident going into matches with this guy, because we've learned this game together. We've learned Valorant together, how to be good players, because we started from nothing and went to the top together. And, you know, luckily because we've had good results as well, we're able to continue the friendship, because this industry is brutal. If we didn't have the results we did, we probably wouldn't be teammates. And that's just the fact of it is like teams get split up by organizations, by player choice, whatever the case is when the results don't match. But we've always did this shit together. And so we were able to have those bonds like me, Trent, Jonah throughout long years, because we got shit done every time. And it feels so insane because no one else can say that.
No, bro, like barely anybody, man. Like being together as a trio for 4 years, that is literally unheard of, right? At this point, too. The closest people get is like maybe close to 3. Heretic is going on 2, right? And we'll see what's going on though. But Jonah, on your end though, I'm not sure if you want to capitalize on that or not, too. Or you want to go off of that? Or
Oh, I was just going to say, when I look back from 4 years ago, I remember being skinny, so. That's when I'm just,
Big bone, big trophy.
Hey, to be fair, bro, when it was funny, I was looking back on the Spike GG profile, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I was like, damn, Jonah was like different.
to be the best player, you got to eat. So.
That's true, bro. Yo, Ja and Josh always talked about, I got a team full of big bodies, bro. It's okay, man. It's cool, bro. You locked in with your partner, but you good, man. Who you trying to impress? But you're fine, man. It's all good on your end. So, speaking to stay on you, though, it's like you've constantly referenced all the big and more responsibilities you've had to put on, right? How you've had to be forced to grow, especially just this past couple weeks, right? By Josh, by Valyn as well, too, right? Talk me through those. Where have you found that you've had to step up even more now?
I'm very hard on myself, like in every aspect, performance, assists, KS, whatever, all that stuff. Yeah. But, it was after the MIBR game, I think, yesterday, where Jogmo, he had like a mini speech, and he was just talking about everybody individually, and he's like, some people sacrifice their individual performance so other people can succeed. Mm-hmm. And, he didn't really say specifically me, but, I relate to that, and I think that helps me a lot just with my self-confidence and thinking, because I think I've my stats this whole split has been really like underwhelming, but I'm number 1 in assists per round, so that's what makes me happy at the end of the day. So, it's just a trade-off, and just
that's why we got Trent, Leaf, and yeah. We just do our job.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, to be fair though, Jay, bro, today, fam, you were kind of frying, man. You were actually on it, bro.
Yeah, first 2 maps, I was definitely feeling it. Dude, this game felt like easy mode because, like, not dissing Sen easy mode, but in the sense of like, bro, we're down 11-6 versus 100 Thieves to end your season, into EG batter choke versus the season, like all this 1,000-pound pressure on our shoulders to not let this slip. And now today, I'm already in Toronto. I'm already in EWC. I'm just playing for a grand final. Bro, what's there to stress about? I've always been a person to try to emphasize these like games that I don't want to say don't matter, but like they're not qualification games. They're not games that could change the trajectory of your next 2 months. I've always been a guy to be like, guys, give it your all. I don't give a shit about if it's a seeding game. I don't give a shit if it's just a grand final, like lock in. But today, dude, I had to give them some forgiveness and like some pressure off. I was just like, guys, can we just go in here and fucking chill, please? Because the last week has been so hard on us. Let's give ourselves a favor and just relax. And I feel like that's why we look great today, because we didn't have the stress and all the bullshit. We were just going out and playing our game.
Yeah. So let's all relax for a bit, man. It's a little, we're fine.
Yeah.
All right, Roski J.
Yeah.
You're going back in the 6s, bro. You're back home Canada. Say what's up. Right, yeah. All right, you're gonna go see what's up to my town. What's going on? And Marvin, of course, too. Like, shout out Jimmy. Yo, Jimmy, let's go. All right, so here's the thing. So first and foremost, as you have to know, I told Jake this yesterday. And remember, when you say hi to anybody, remember you have to say Wagwan Manda. Right?
Wagwan man.
Wagwan Manda. Let's go. Okay. Exactly. As simple. After that too, bro. Are you excited to play for a home crowd, bro? Dude, that must feel incredible, man.
Yeah, so all like ever since the locations and dates dropped at the beginning of this year, even before Bangkok, even everything. Like, I don't care what happens, Bangkok, Paris. Like, I just have to be in Toronto. Yeah. My family's from Montreal, so I'm gonna get
exactly.
everybody that I can that's able to come. I'm gonna fly them out, or just whatever they need. I'm just super excited, and I taught Jogmo too. He experienced that with Champs. His whole family was there, and he said it was like the greatest feeling ever, and he's excited. Everyone's excited for me. I just can't wait to experience that.
Dude, it's such a nice feeling, man. Because I remember when I was able to invite my mom and sister out to like one of like these small local lands that I was doing right back in Toronto. Right, it was T-Ball, in fact, but I met you at too. So I was like, yo, now, they didn't understand what was going on. Yeah. They didn't get it. They were like, but you seem happy. So I'm like, it was cool, right? It is like, it's just a special feeling to get to like share like the passions in your life work with people who you care about more than anything in the world, bro. It's so beautiful, man, right?
Yeah. I got to experience that today, kind of. My family, my mom, my brother, my sister, and my auntie was in the crowd.
No way.
And this is like the third game they've been to. Like, they come out every once in a while, and they were able to come to a grand final, and winning in front of them, it felt so good. Like, it elevated the experience a lot. So I really hope that for Jonah, we can do the same for him and give him a one-of-a-lifetime experience. But I will say, sometimes family being there can add a little bit of pressure to you. And I'm just telling him that because I need you to be maybe ready for that. I've told the team, like, first time my parents were there was when we played 100 Thieves to qualify for Champs last year. And I was more nervous than usual because that was the first time of them watching, and I wanted to give them a good experience too of winning. And it's a little bit pressure, so I know he's built for it. I know he's ready for it. And I just pray that we can give him the best experience ever. So we're locked in for Toronto.
Dude, you locked in, but you also not locked in as well.
Yeah, we locked in.
All right, so let's get locked in a little bit more. Like, we're gonna go do some easy shit, bro. All the fucking bullshit out of the way. Whatever you guys want, let's chill, man. All right, so I'm gonna teach you some simple shit you guys will need to know to be able to be a real Toronto man. All right, simple, yo. Now, when going on to state something real and authentic, you want to say yo tutus.
Yo tutus.
Exactly. Yo tutus. Exactly.
Tutus.
Yo tutus. So what that means is like, hello, my fair sir. I want you to realize that I'm speaking with the truth, right? It's simple as that. Right.
Yo tutus, fam. That shot you hit on me was lucky as fuck.
There you go.
No cap, Crody.
Yeah, you get it, bro. You get it, exactly, yeah. So, exactly. Now, a simple one. You ready? So, let's say that you get your kill taken, right? Let's say Jake comes in, takes your 4K. You say, yo, my man, low key, you actually jammed my 4K, bro.
You jam my ace.
Yo, my man, fam, you low key jam my 4K. What the fuck, bud?
Yeah, what the fuck, but it's crazy, yo. Okay, and then if you're really mad at him and say, yo, don't let me catch you in these streets, eh? Yo, if I do, it's on site.
It's on site if I catch you in these streets, fam.
I'm from the 6, Cruddy. What you?
But what are you trying to get into,
Nice your
bro?
beak, fam.
Yeah, nice your beak.
Nice your beak, fam. Nice
Nice
your
your
beak.
beak, yeah. And there's also the famous Marv clip where he talks about back when Shanks was coming home from a trial, right? And he's saying,
mid-ball up?
yeah, he was mid ball up, right? He calls him and says, why? Okay, so to be mid ball up, do you know what that means to be mid ball up?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Don't explain that. So now we're solid. Right. So exactly. So you can say that man dashed home, bro. Right? You dashed home. So and let's say you want to make a quick rotate. Yeah, Jake tells you, yo, bro, I need you to dash to B, bro.
We're gonna use that.
Dash A.
Yo, dash A, bro. Exactly. It's easy.
If we play versus a jet, it might be tough.
Yo, dash A, no jetting, bro.
Dash no jet ting. Get your ass over there. Yeah. Don't catch you at B in these streets.
Yo, run it, bro. It's simple as that. And I think with that, bro, you guys should be ready for Toronto on that end, though. But it's like, the end, final level thing that I have, bro. It's just, look, you've mentioned a lot about, like, how being able to let the guys off the pressure that you feel, like, especially as a leader, right? But do you notice all the pressure he takes on?
Yo, camera don't want to work, but part 2 in Toronto before this shit closes on us.